So from struggling to land $50 jobs on Upwork to landing $3,000 to $5,000 jobs and ultimately building my writing agency, I've picked up a thing or two about convincing clients to hire me and showcasing my value. And in this video, I'm going to tell you 6 tips that have helped me and hopefully they will help you too. So the first tip is to show concern and show your clients that you care. This is so crucial because a lot of people, when they get messages on Upwork, the first thing they start talking about is the client's budget. Instead, you should show concern and mirror the client's language. So if a person says, oh, my Wix website, for example, has a bug and I need you to help me fix the bug, the first thing should sound like, I understand that your Wix website has a bug and I'd really love to help you fix it. Could you give me access to your website? Or could you give me a screenshot of the error message? So saying things like that are directly tied to the client's problem and that mirror what the client has said really makes them feel like you understand them and you genuinely care about them, like you're part of their team. And that's really the first thing that you should try to achieve when you have a new client. When you're conversing with them, you should try to build trust and also try to mirror their language and show them that you genuinely care about their problem before moving on to talking about anything else. The second tip is to explain the solution, give timeline, and possibly suggestions. Now, this is crucial because what we are trying to do when we get a message from a client is to establish trust and then make them feel like we are part of their team. And the easiest way to do this is to show them a timeline of the work that you're going to do. So this could be a timeline of hours, days, or even weeks, depending on how long the project is going to take. So say you're going to write an article for a client, you could come up with an outline for the article, you could come up with a timeline of when you would finish writing the article, when you would post the article, and maybe give them performance analysis after the article has gone live on Google. So it's so important to give clients timelines and suggestions on how things should be done, especially when you're in a conversation, because then you make them feel like the projects that they want you to do is beginning to come to life. Sometimes I even give clients things like screenshots just to show them what the final project will look like. So it's very important to give timelines, give suggestions, and give value upfront in a way that starts to paint a picture of the final project in the mind of the client. So the third tip is really obvious, but a lot of people don't do this. The third tip is to mention projects, very similar projects you've done before, and show the results that you've gotten. So after a client sends you a message, views your proposal and sends you a message, you build trust, you give them a timeline or suggestions, or you paint a picture of what the project will look like. And then you mention similar projects that you've done in the past. So say a client wants you to do an SEO audit. What you could say during the interview is that, oh, I have done an SEO audit for this website and this is the results that they got before and after. This is so crucial because a lot of people really just want someone that will get the job done. And the easiest way to get a client to trust you and trust your expertise is to show that you've done a particular thing before. So it's very crucial to flag that in your conversation with the clients to show that you are an expert and you are able to deliver on the specific tasks that they have at hand. So the fourth tip is very crucial, and this tip is to mention future courses of action. Now, after you've established trust, you've shown the client what the final project will look like. So you've painted a picture in their mind and you've convinced them and told them that you've done this before. You really want to give them future courses of action that you can take after that specific project. So say a client wants you to optimize their website conversion rates. After doing all that I've said, you could then say, after this project, we could move on to do XYZ, maybe AI customer support. That's so important because then the client begins to see you as someone that they can work with long term. And that really helps them trust you and it could help you build a long-lasting relationship. Now, the fifth tip is to sound professional and not sound desperate. There is something about desperation that really puts clients off. And this idea, I got this from a book by Robert Greene, 48 Laws of Power. When someone sounds desperate and really wants something from us, it's very natural for us to pull away from that person because desperation can sometimes be seen as a threat. So you don't want to beg clients to hire you. You don't want to sound like you don't have any other job. You really want to sound like a professional. And the best way to show that you're a professional is to make the client feel like you're collaborating with them. Don't make them feel like you're working for them. So use words like, oh, in this collaboration, I'm going to achieve this for you. Tell them we're going to achieve XYZ together once you hire me for this job. So you really want the clients to feel like it's a partnership and not like them hiring you and then them being the boss and then you being a servant, because that boss-servant relationship really doesn't work if you're truly a professional. You want to maintain your professional tone and attitude, and the best way to do that is to make it as collaborative as possible. Ask the client questions to understand what they want, send them videos explaining things you can do for them, and just make them feel like it's teamwork and not them up here and you down here. The sixth and final tip is to explicitly tell the clients that you're ready to start, and then